Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm super excited to be taking a look at Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Kingdom Dinobot. And Dinobot is here in all his raptor-like glory, and spoiler at the beginning of the video, he's fantastic, and I highly recommend everyone get a copy if they can. As of recording this video, the Kingdom, Generation Selects Grimlock got announced. So there will be multiple chances to own this mold, but it's really, really good. He is a great-looking Velociraptor, very much the Jurassic Park type Velociraptor. You know, not a modern interpretation of one, but he looks like an awesome reinterpretation of Beast Wars Dinobot. In terms of his size, I mean, this is a Voyager figure. Here he is next to just a deluxe. You know, you can see how big he is. He does a lot for his animal mode also. Like, his beast mode is really, really articulated, which I like. The head can go up and down. We can open his mouth, get a fingernail in there, and you can see that painted teeth and tongue. I really dig that. I know people have complained about his hands, and it is kind of an awkward pose for them to be in, but you will see during the transformation why that's the case, and I'm okay with it. He can swivel on his bicep here, he can go in and out here, he can go up and down at the elbow, and then there's a ball joint at his wrist. So he does get some decent hand articulation. His tail doesn't really articulate, but his dinosaur legs can go out so far, you know, if you really want them to. They can go forward a decent amount. They can go back a decent amount. There's basically a joint inside here, inside his thigh, that lets things rotate a little bit. The knee can go up and back plenty, and then we've got good tilt on that ankle. He doesn't have like traditional War for Cybertron ankle tilt, but with his ball joint at the ankle, he can get some pretty articulated poses. And then, of course, he's got toe action here. So yeah, he can, you know, be as menacing a dinosaur as you want him to be. My only real complaint is I wish there was a swivel joint up in the neck so he could be turning. But other than that, you can, you know, get him crouching and pouncing and all that stuff, and he looks amazing. This is a great Velociraptor mode. To compare it to what has come before him, let's take a look at the original Beast Wars Dinobot. So here we can see how much has changed since the original toy came out. We can go side to side. I mean, I really like that instead of having, you know, this pure straight back here, we get this up curve. I dig that a lot. I think his feet might have gotten a little detached. They're hanging a little lower than they normally would. But, like, I don't mind that at all. We could just stick him back up there. And then I really like, you know, the way they do the legs here, the legs going backwards instead of forwards, cleaning up around his neck a little bit. There's just a world of difference in what the toy has come in more than 20 years at this point, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, Dinobot looks awesome. And this is, again, a mass retail Voyager figure. So, like, it doesn't have the same level of screen accuracy as Beast Wars Dinobot does. Masterpiece Beast Wars. Oop, I think we need to raise up our camera. So obviously we're not expecting this level of articulation and detail, but for 30 bucks, like, this is a great figure. You know, I think anyone who wants the most screen accurate Dinobot possible can get this $200 toy, which I highly recommend and I reviewed and is awesome. But if you just want a modern interpretation of Dinobot and a really good Dinobot, 30 bucks gets you there, and it's fantastic. I have no major complaints about this guy. There's a few nitpicks that we'll get into, but overall he looks real good. And let's get him posed next to his buddies. So of course, the two dinosaurs together, they look awesome. If we want to see the Predacons together, here is how they look. If we set the Preds back, once Dinobot becomes a Maximal, squad is looking real strong here. This just makes me so happy. We're in Wave 2. We're getting so many of the Maximals and Predacons. I'm super excited for Scorponok. I'm really excited for Rhinox. Airazor's awesome. Like, I just want all of them. Hopefully we get a Pterosaur and a Waspinator, you know, Inferno. Like, I just want them all. This This makes me really, really happy. And I love how Dinobot scales here. Like, this feels right. I'll admit that in the Masterpiece Dinobot figure, in Beast Mode, he feels a little big compared to Megatron and that stuff. It seems like just a little on the tall side, but here in Beast Mode, like, this feels about right, and that just makes me really, really happy. It's Dinobot as I've dreamed that I'd get him for a couple, decades now. It's just awesome to finally have him in hand. All right, let's get him transformed. Okay, before we get into transforming Kingdom Dinobot, let's see who the winner of Transformers Kingdom Megatron was. So again, per the normal giveaway rules, here on the right are all the people who wanted, I guess all the people who left comments on the video. Just scrolling here through completeness' sake. If you left a comment and you said, I would like to enter the giveaway, I put a little heart by your comment, and that is everyone who I have on the list on the left over here. So like Primal Productions just wanted to share some love, but he said he's good on him, so he doesn't need to enter that giveaway. So over here, I have the 22 people who wanted to enter the giveaway, and we're going to select our random winner. Equals rand between 1 and 22. And our winner is number 2. Number 2 is Marcos Bolness. Marcos, congratulations on winning Transformers Kingdom Megatron. I don't believe you've won one of my giveaways before, so if this is your first time winning, all you need to do is reach out to me via social media. Twitter works, Facebook can work, Discord, whatever you want. Reach out to me in one manner or another and get me your address, and then I will have Kingdom Megatron packed up and shipped your way very shortly. Congratulations, thanks everyone for entering, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Thanks. Let's get back to the video. All right, now that we've done our comparisons, it's time to get Kingdom Dinobot all transformed. And to start out with his Velociraptor mode, we can see the robot legs kind of under here. We're gonna come in and we're gonna separate out, get this piece out of the way. Just like on his original toy, this opens up like so. So we get kind of that spinning shield piece, as well as a nicely painted sword. We can set those aside for now. Next, we're going to come in and we're going to push his Velociraptor head all the way down, like so. There's a nice click at that point. We come in and we're going to separate the base of his tail from his back. And when that folds out, it also detaches the tabs from his feet from the slots in the back of this armature. We can split out his dinosaur legs and bring his robot legs down. There's a tab that the knee pad tabs into the dinosaur back torso piece that we can pull those down on. With those down and out of the way, we can build his legs, and the way we do that is just straightening things out and closing our shin pieces to give him fully formed robot mode legs. We'll fold out this heel piece, get that out, same thing on this side, fold down the toes, fold back the heel piece, and those legs are pretty much done. At this point we can come up, we can fold down his dinosaur hands. The reason they're shaped this way is so that you can create a solid tab and lock piece like so. We can come in on, we can see that beautiful head sculpt right there, by the way, look at that. We can come in up top and we can separate his thigh, which we can see it has that like odd paint job on it in dinosaur mode. It's because we're going to build it into something really cool in robot mode. Separate out and swivel the thigh piece away from what's going to become his robot shoulders and bicep piece. We can bring in the back of his dinosaur mode and bring down this armature here. We'll separate that out. So keep the arm away from these pieces, bring those down and around, and everything's going to fold up tightly around his Velociraptor head, like so. And I dig this a lot. I think that's a really cool way to build the illusion that we've stretched out the dinosaur, the Velociraptor head, the way we want to. You can see there are tabs here, and those fit into slots on his fingers. So those help close up the gaps in his chest mode, and we can see there with a waist swivel turn. There's the vast majority of his robot done. We can come in on the back, fold down and in the armature, just help locking everything in place a little further. Bring those shoulders around, close them up, and bring his robot mode hands down and around. And here is Dinobot, and he looks really, really good. I mean, this, let's come close on his head sculpt. I love that blue color. They nailed that blue color, and that was something I was curious to see if they'd get that tone just right. That is a really, really, really good head sculpt. You can see I've got a teeny tiny bit of black paint over-painted onto my nose. I'm going to clean that up. But yeah, those eyes, that neck sculpt, that head sculpt is really, really good looking. He's got really good swivel here. He's got good shoulder rotation, unimpeded. The shoulders can actually go way up, you know, in case you want him raising his hand in class. He can absolutely do that. He's got double rotation on his shoulder. He's got this point, and then he's got this high bicep swivel right here. He can go 90 degrees, a deep, little slightly more than 90 on his elbow. His hand can open as a result of it being a dinosaur foot. He's got good wrist swivel for his accessories. He can wield his sword and shield no problem. He's got waist swivel because of his transformation. He's got deep Van Damme split ability. He's got a really good knee bend, single knee bend there. And then he does have, of course, that toe tilt and ankle tilt from the War for Cybertron line. So if we give him his accessories, I mean, this is the best reimagined Dinobot I've seen. I love the way the robot details look compared to the dinosaur, like, scaly skin details. That looks really awesome. I was curious after playing with Beast Wars Megatron, after playing with Kingdom Megatron, how they were going to do the same thing with Dinobot, because Kingdom Megatron had those cool hard plastic skeletons that they draped soft plastic skin over. It's neat that they got a really good look out of Dinobot without doing the same exact thing on his transformation, his body scheme. I like him a lot. I will say my copy has a couple paint errors. We can see here there's a little scuffing or lack of paint on these copper pieces. I do wish that these pieces were painted. I'm wondering if we're going to get a Netflix Dinobot. I'm actually, based on Dinobot showing up in the Earthrise ending as that teaser, I'm willing to bet we are going to get a Netflix Dinobot, and that'll have even more paint. So if you want like the best possible Dinobot, it might be worth holding out to see what the next Netflix version looks like. But this Dinobot is great. I mean, let's start comparing him. He has come a long way from his original mold. Look at that difference. Again, the Telemoka version has those nice paint apps. I do wish we got that paint around on his legs. But other than that, I think he looks really, really good. If we can get him in the shot. Again, it's tough. Well, let's back these guys up. It's tough to compare him against the Masterpiece toy. This is a $30 toy. That is a $200 toy. You can see the differences there. But I love the way we got the chest working out on this version. That was some really, really clever use of parts. It's just awesome looking. Again, wish we got more paint on the feet and the legs, but other than that, I don't have a lot to complain about for this guy. He looks really, really good, and that blue is so vibrant. It makes me really, really happy to see it on his face like that. This is just a brilliant Dinobot, and I highly, highly recommend him. If we want to see him next to the rest of the team, here he is with Kingdom Megatron and Black Arachnia. Here is how our Predacons are shaping up. And, you know, I think they look really, really good together. Again, eventually, Dinobot becomes an Autobot. Not eventually. He does it. I mean, he does it before Black Arachnia does. But if we're curious about how the Autobots look together, I like his stature a lot. Similar to the Masterpiece toys, Dinobot is nice and big. He's the tallest one out of the crew so far, and that feels right. I really dig them together as a unit. That is awesome. That makes me really happy. So yeah, Dinobot, easy recommendation for me. I think he might be my favorite Voyager right now, just in general. I think they did a lot of good work with his design. I wish he got a little more paint on his legs, but that's a minor complaint to everything else. He is fantastic. Easy recommendation. Highly recommend him. Get him if you get a chance.